A scruffy young girl in tattered clothes peeked through the open gates of Chateau de Sommeil. An afternoon gouter was being held in its gardens. People from high-class estates strolled around the manicured gardens while chatting loudly with one another. There were beautiful ladies clad in silk and velvet, their necks adorned with pearls and jewels. A variety of foods was displayed on the tables. The girl stared at the food. She hadn't eaten properly for the past few days. "Are you hungry, child?" Of course she's hungry, she hasn't eaten. "Yes, mother." The rose girl, huh? Don't you worry. Mother will provide, let's steal it. You do not need those high-class foods anyway. They will upset your stomach. Now, we've stayed long enough. Let us leave. Surely we can look around for a bit. It's still a little early. There was something else that called to her, other than the party itself. She walked to and fro from the gates, peeking at the crowd, despite the urgings of her mother to leave. Just a tiny glance would be enough. The girl smiled at the thought of him. Oh, she has a crush. The owner of the chateau, the Marquis de Gaulle, or de Gaulle, I don't fucking know. The girl was drawn to him. He wasn't the same as other people. He seemed different somehow. He was kind to her and would always hand her food when she delivered flowers. Her heart felt at ease with him. I do not care for him. I don't really know him that well. I personally don't care for him. He probably is a bastard though. I do not care for him. But I wish she would stop oogling some man like a common whore. I just want to see him, Mother. What for? What good does this presence do you? He makes me feel that there are still good people in the world, Mother. Well, it is hard to say. There's good people in the world. It is hard to say, of course, dear. We do not know the real intentions people have. One can hope that real charity exists. But even good people will always put their needs first. That is quite true. Even your precious Marquise. Don't you think I'm a good person, Mother? Well, I think you seem okay so far, although you're kind of a whore. Of course I do. You are special. Haven't I raised you such? I have tried my best, my dearest. Yes, Mother, you keep me right. I love you. I love you too, child. The girl stared at her shoes and looked around for a bit, hoping for just a glance before she left. And there he was. There was no harm in looking, she reasoned. She would never enter the Marquis's world. Let her heart be filled with hope. He turned his eyes in her direction. Oh shit. Did he smile at her? The girl's heart stopped. Did he recognize her? She beamed. My, is this creature deaf as well as dumb? It might be, poor thing. Mademoiselle! A voice called to the rose girl. She gasped. It seemed that somebody else had noticed her presence. She turned to leave. No, my dear, poor little creature, don't run away. Charlotte, she stinks. Don't touch her. Came to crash the party, little urchin. You hungry? Yes. Her stomach gave a low grumble. She was always hungry, it seemed, no matter how much or how little she ate. Encouraged by the kindness the Marquise had shown her, the girl approached the woman. She teetered towards their table. "What are you selling?" "Look at this poor creature." "Is she selling roses? These are all ugly ones." "But not as appalling as the rags she's covering herself in. Are you trying your best to be this repulsive?" "Now, don't be mean, Antoinette. Court Lady 1 seems pretty nice." "Perhaps it's the commoner fashion nowadays. Maybe not." They laughed while gawking at her and her wares. "Oh my, she only has one eye." "Ghastly, but I can't look away." The other lady nodded her head. "Like a sideshow attraction, you mean?" "The freaks at the carnivals." "She's darling in her own dirty, monstrous way. Maybe we can keep it." "Hello, do you want some bread, urchin?" "Well, speak up, puncher. Go slap her. I give you permission to slap the fuck out of them. Maybe her tongue is short, and that's to the list of her sterling qualities." "Quiet, Antoinette. Come on, don't be shy." "Do you want some food?" "Yes." "Let us hear you speak." "Yes, madam." "What?" "Yes, madam, I would be grateful." One of the ladies clapped in mockery at her reply. "Oh, she talks." The ladies handed her the bread, but it was snatched away just before her fingers graced it. Not before you dance for us first." "Oh, make her do a handstand. I've seen one of those street people do that. Quite marvelous." "Now I'd like to see that. This party's getting quite boring." "Well, come on, Amitai, or whatever the fuck that is. Dance for your food." The girl looked at the beautiful, cruel faces of the woman. That look on them. It was a burning desire to hurt something, simply because they could. She knew that look. Before they touched her and hurt her, they had that look burning in their eyes. Aw, look at what you did, Claude. She's shivering like a leaf, poor thing. The lady was laughing as she said those words. "I didn't do anything. She should be grateful we're offering her this much. Besides, these commoners are supposed to be jolly in their misery. Come on, girl, show us your joy." The girl moved away as they laughed. "Mother, please, save me." "All right, I shall slap the fuck out of them." "Mother?" Didn't I tell you to leave? And didn't I tell you people are cruel?" Well, I told you to leave. Not everyone's cruel. They're bitches, though." "Didn't I tell you to leave, insolent child? Now you call for me. Try to deal with the situation yourself. You have put yourself in a position anyway. I hope you learn your lesson." "Hey there." Oh, it's a child, whoops. A child's voice called out from behind her. It belonged to a girl around 7, with chubby cheeks and a look of curiosity in her eyes. She wore an old blue dress, somewhat patched at the corners, but kept tidy and clean. She wasn't rich, but she had an air as if she owned the ground she stood on. Huh? Another commoner? This party is absolutely teeming with them. The Marquise loves these things. Heard he picks them randomly from the street. Maybe I should get me one too. Do you think it's fashionable abroad? In his birth country, I mean. Persia? Oh, he's foreign, I see. No, I heard he was from India. I heard a rumor he's a bastard son of a Greek queen. Goodness, that's so far-fetched. I could barely pronounce his name, though. You really should change it to something more acceptable. Who knows what kind of demons he might attract with such a blasphemous name? Aha! It must be why all these nasty, horrid little creatures flock around him. Oh, devil or not, I'll forgive him if he kisses my hand. The ladies laughed. Salope, aren't you shameless? Salope? Salami! Don't lie, we all know why we're here. The ladies gossiped among themselves, openly ignoring the girl. The young girl took the slighting with a shrug. She approached the table and asserted her presence. What you doing? Goodness, they don't take a hint, do they? Throw something shiny, it might distract them. Hey, you've been holding that bread for a long time. Aren't you gonna give it to her? She pointed at the shabby rose vendor. Why do you care? Do you want the bread for yourself? I bet she's hungry too. I know, maybe you should toss the bread and see if they'll fight for it. The ladies laughed to themselves. The girl stared at them with confusion. Her brows furrowed in a childlike understanding. Next thing everyone knew, she had swiped the bread from the woman's hand. Oh my! How rude! Horrible, filthy girl, give that back. The girl sniffed the piece of bread and rubbled at the surface. Yummy, it's so warm. She shoved the bread in the urchin's face. The scrumptious scent of bread flooded the rose girl's nose. Lick it, the sugared butter tastes good. No, you devil child, give that back. The urchin licked it. Her tongue was coated in sweetness. She stood there, squeezing the taste in her tongue. The girl grinned at her, and she couldn't help but grin back. Sorry, here you go. It's all yours. Ugh, disgusting. Like we're going to eat anything that's been in your filthy mouths. Wow, so this is ours now? You ladies are so nice. Cheeky little brat, I'll have you thrown out of this party. I'll have you... A young man strode to the commotion. A sweet scent lingered as he passed. The rose girl felt her mouth well up. His presence filled her body, almost as if her hunger was abated. She blushed furiously. What a strange effect he had. Ladies, what the fuck is your name? Gillamy? Gillame? Oh, Sir Gillame. I just came to check in on my esteemed guest. Is everything alright? Are you enjoying yourselves? One of the ladies started fanning herself with obvious annoyance. Well, these little beasts have been harassing us. Yes, my lord. We were just minding our own business when this girl swiped the food off our table. Horrible little nits. The girl stood out her tongue at them. A lady wiped her eyes in mock tears. See? Look at that. It's absolutely monstrous how these children act around adults now. There's no respect, misery, whatever the fuck that is. I worry for the next generation. Oh, Charlotte, don't cry. Well, my lord, we would all breathe a little easier if those children were sent on their way. Yes, who knows what kind of mischief they might be up to. They might set fire to the tables, you see. Oh? Or steal our jewelry. In fact, I think my pocket watch is missing. No, how unfortunate. One of the ladies continued in her childish wailing. It is, misery. It's unfortunate how you allow your important guest to be treated this way. Please, deal with these vermins. Throw them out now. Oh, my sweet ladies, I am stricken with grief at your misfortunes. Allow me to offer my heartfelt apologies. Unfortunately, this child is my important guest today, and you are, sad to say, paltry squatters. Excuse me? Madame Charlotte of Montpellier. I don't remember sending you an invite. Same for you, Lady Antoinette of Reims and Lady Claudette of Lyon. Most people I invited are huge patrons of music, and that is why they are here today. They came to listen to Mademoiselle Catherine Louise Parade. She is the 7-year-old piano prodigy who played for the Queen last summer. The man pointed at the girl busy chewing her half of the bread. The Rose Girl just stared at the unfolding situation. Well, that's... I'm sure you were aware of that, were you not? No matter. I am always happy to see you ladies. It is my pleasure to have you here. But I hope you don't mind giving some of the food away to my townspeople. That is why I keep my gates open. My servers are instructed to serve anyone who passes by, not just my guest. But don't you fret, my darlings. There is plenty more to be served. The ladies blushed in embarrassment. One of them even began to fan herself even faster. Excuse me. The Marquise walked up to the two girls. The Rose Girl's heart beat so fast it made her head feel light and dizzy. She had never been this close to him. It made her feel a mixture of fear and elation. Lady Catherine, your father has been looking for you. It is almost time for your performance. The girl looked up at the Marquise and did a little curtsy. My apologies, sire. I didn't mean to cause a clatter. Guillemette chuckled. I saw the whole thing, Machete. You put those ladies in their place. They were being mean to her. Guillemette narrowed his eyes at the quiet girl. She hid behind her basket of roses. She couldn't look at him directly. He was like the sun. It hurt just to be in his presence. Yet, there was relief at her heart as he stepped closer to her. I've seen you before, haven't I? The Rose Girl nodded and made a curtsy. I deliver roses to your house sometimes, sire. Ah, the girl with the sweetest face. The Rose Girl blushed. I love your roses, by the way. They stay fresh longer than they should. You've tended to them with love. Thank you, sire. Do you have a name, young lady? What's the matter? It is all right, young lady. If you would rather... Let's call her Rosa. Huh? Rosa, it fits her. I think she forgot her name, or she lost it. The Marquise nodded wisely. A valid point. Are you all right with that, Rosa? Yes. Come on, Rosa. You'll watch me play, right? Her eyes started from the girl to the Marquise. Oh, Sir Gilly doesn't mind. Gilly? He's really nice to me and my family. And he helps the people around town too. He won't throw you out. The Marquise held his right hand in the air as if swearing an oath. I won't. See? Come on, you're invited now. You're my special guest. There's plenty of food inside too, Rosa. Please, help yourself. Thank you, sire. Rosa's coming! Yay! Now, this is my first public performance, Rosa. I am a bit nervous. Catherine scratched her head. What will I do if I make a mistake? Papa will be very upset. The Marquise knelt in front of Catherine and rubbed her shoulders fondly. You won't make a mistake, Machete. As long as you put your heart into the keys.